Hey there, Cinemaster fans! Hope you're ready for some movie magic. Let's dive right in. The story of our movie today begins 14 years ago. Barry, the little boy you see in front of us, was being chased and bullied by his classmates. They would catch him and beat him, and he would go home to complain to his mother. His father would tell him, "The most important thing is that you overcome them because I want you to be strong." One day, Barry woke up to strange noises. He came out of his room and found his mother surrounded by white and red light, terrified and screaming. His father pushed Barry away and told him to run quickly. Suddenly, Barry found himself on the street, running scared and panicked. Years passed, and now in the present time, Barry has grown up and is rushing to get to work. There was a crime at a bank involving the armed Martin brothers, who are known to be dangerous criminals. Barry arrived late, and Captain Singh was very upset with him, telling him, "Will you always come late like this? Stop being so careless and don't be late again. Now, get to work." Barry worked in forensics and collected samples to analyze in the lab. While he was in the lab, Iris, who was Barry's friend, and the daughter of Officer Joe, who raised him, came in. Officer Joe also entered, and Barry told him that the samples he collected were animal waste, and that there were 4 nearby farms where the Martin brothers were likely hiding. Iris asked her father for permission to go with Barry to Star Labs. Joe agreed, and Barry and Iris went to Star Labs, where they met Dr. Harrison Wells, the owner, who told them about an invention he made that would revolutionize the future. While Barry and Iris were standing there, someone snatched Iris's bag, and Barry quickly ran after the thief. However, the thief hit Barry hard with the bag, knocking him to the ground, telling him, "Don't mess with me." As the thief tried to escape, a police officer arrived and arrested him, warning him not to move or he would be shot. At the station, Iris asked Barry about the officer, and he told her his name was Eddie. She commented on how handsome Eddie was, and Barry jokingly told her to stop teasing. Meanwhile, Officer Joe and his colleague were searching a farm and found the Martin brothers, who started shooting at them. During the chase, one of the Martin brothers shot Joe's colleague, killing him instantly. The brothers escaped in a plane. At the same time, Barry witnessed a massive explosion at Star Labs, and Officer Joe saw the Martins' plane crash in the sky. Barry was struck by lightning from the explosion and fell unconscious. He was taken to the hospital and remained in a coma for 9 months. When Barry woke up, he found Cisco and Dr. Caitlin, who had been treating him at Star Labs. Barry noticed he had developed abdominal muscles and was very surprised. He asked Cisco how long he had been in a coma, and Cisco jokingly told him he had been hibernating. Dr. Wells entered in a wheelchair and told Barry he had been in a coma for 9 months, and that the invention he created had caused a massive disaster, killing 17 people and injuring many, including himself. Barry realized the lightning that struck him was due to the explosion. He thanked them for their time and left. Meanwhile, Martin entered a bank to rob it, creating a massive storm that shattered windows. Officer Joe hugged Barry and welcomed him back, asking if he was okay. Barry assured him he was fine. Joe received a report about the bank robbery, but told Barry to rest and not worry about work. While Barry was at the station, a criminal grabbed a gun from an officer and tried to escape. Barry quickly intervened, using his newfound speed to stop the criminal and return the gun. Barry began to notice his speed was uncontrollable, and he accidentally crashed into a car window due to his velocity. He decided to go to Star Labs for help, where they conducted tests to measure his speed. During one of the tests, Barry remembered the incident from his childhood when his mother was killed, and his father was accused of her murder. He crashed into water barrels, causing severe injuries, but Dr. Caitlin told him his fractures healed in just 3 hours, which amazed Barry. Meanwhile, Iris started dating Eddie, and Barry saw them together, feeling heartbroken. Iris asked Barry not to tell her father about their relationship, and Barry promised he wouldn't. While a police car was chasing a criminal, it almost hit Iris, but Barry saved her in the nick of time using his speed. He then chased the criminal's car, managing to stop it. The criminal turned out to be Martin, who created another massive storm and disappeared. Barry narrowly escaped before the car exploded. He told Officer Joe about Martin controlling the storm, but Joe dismissed it as a hallucination, saying Martin had died in the plane crash. Barry went to Dr. Wells and told him he found someone with powers, like his. Dr. Wells explained that the explosion had affected multiple areas, creating many superhumans like Barry. He advised Barry to leave the criminals to the police and not think of himself as a superhero. Feeling upset, Barry ran at full speed, remembering his father being arrested. He met Oliver, who had special abilities and liked helping people. Oliver encouraged Barry to do good and help others, naming him the Flash. Barry decided to embrace his powers and help people, asking Caitlin and Cisco to join him in his mission to capture criminals. They agreed, and Barry began his journey as the Flash. "We agree," Cisco tells him, If that's the case, I have a suit for you that can withstand all conditions. They determine Morden's location. At the same time, Eddie and Joe locate the bank criminal and go to arrest him, only to find Morden. Morden creates a massive storm with his hands, blowing them away, and tells them to stay out of his way. Morden then says, "Watch what I can do," and begins creating a gigantic storm to destroy everything. He runs against the storm at full speed, while Joe watches in shock. Meanwhile, as the Flash is running at full power, Morden hits him with a storm that throws him far away. Morden tells him not to challenge him. The Flash then hears from Dr. Wells, who says, "I know you're up to the task. I was hard on you so you wouldn't slack off. You must stop the storm. You can do it." The Flash pushes himself to his limits, running at such incredible speed that Morden can't keep up, and the storm he created collapses. Morden asks him, "What do you want before you die?" and tries to kill him, saying, but Joe shoots Morden, killing him instantly. Joe apologizes to Barry for not believing him. Barry visits his father in prison, telling him, "You're the greatest dad in the world. I know you didn't kill Mom. I'll always stand by you and support you until you're free." The Flash continues helping people and saving lives. Dr. Wells enters a secret room, revealing that he has been deceiving everyone. He's not paralyzed and can stand on his own. A shocking revelation emerges. The Flash will disappear in the year 2024. Events unfold, and a massive fire breaks out in a building. The paramedics are still 3 minutes away, which is too long, as people are trapped inside. The Flash rushes to the burning building at incredible speed, rescuing everyone inside one by one and ensuring their safety. Joe calls Barry, telling him to hurry up because he's late for work, and Captain Singh is upset with him. Barry changes into his work clothes at a clothing store, forgetting to remove the tags. Captain Singh sees him and asks, "Were you out shopping instead of working?" Barry jokingly replies, "I keep the tags so the clothes don't lose their value." Meanwhile, security footage shows a masked man committing an armed robbery. Barry notes that the footprints at the scene are identical in size and pattern. While Barry is in the lab, Iris visits him and says, "Forget about work, let's go out." She invites him to the Man of the Year ceremony honoring Dr. Stagg. Barry agrees. Dr. Stagg, a specialist in organ transplants, is attacked during the event by a group of masked men, demanding everyone hand over their valuables. A security guard tries to stop them, but is nearly killed until Barry intervenes at the last moment, saving him. Barry chases after the masked men, but suddenly collapses. Iris revives him, and he is examined at Star Labs, where Cisco explains that his collapse was due to poor nutrition and that he needs to eat properly. Meanwhile, Joe discovers Barry's investigation into his mother's murder and a t-shirt labeled Star Labs, realizing Barry works there. Joe goes to Star Labs and confronts Barry, telling him, "I don't want to lose you. A stray bullet could hit you, and you're not bulletproof." He warns Dr. Wells, "I'll hold you responsible if anything happens to him." The story continues with a man named Black trying to meet Dr. Stagg. When Stagg's bodyguard refuses him entry, Black attacks him, creating duplicates of himself and overpowering the guard. Joe warns Stagg that he is a target and needs better security. Black and his duplicates later attack Dr. Stagg, nearly killing him. But Joe saves him at the last moment. Barry, as the Flash, rushes to rescue Joe, who is surrounded by Black's duplicates. The Flash manages to save Joe, taking his weapons away and getting him to safety. The Flash confronts Black, telling him to stop his actions, but Black mocks him. Black creates more duplicates, overwhelming the Flash and beating him severely. The Flash barely escapes using his speed. Dr. Wells explains that Black was a scientist working on cloning who was exposed to dangerous radiation. Dr. Stagg stole his research, claiming it as his own, and Black is seeking revenge. Barry doubts his ability to stop Black, but Joe encourages him, saying, "The police can't handle Black. We need you to tee down." Black kills Stagg's guards and corners Stagg, ready to kill him, saying, "You won't escape me this time." The Flash arrives just in time, saving Stagg. Black asks the Flash, "What's your deal with me?" and shoots at him, but the Flash dodges the bullets. Black creates more duplicates, overwhelming the Flash again. Realizing he can't fight them all, the Flash focuses on identifying the original Black. With incredible speed, the Flash breaks through the duplicates, finally reaching the original and knocking him into a pillar, rendering him unconscious. The duplicates vanish, but Black tries to attack the Flash again. The Flash reacts quickly, causing Black to fall out of a window. Though the Flash tries to save him, Black falls to his death. Joe brings Barry pizza and tells him, "I will help you so we can find out who killed your mother and get your father out of prison." Barry responds, "This is the Joe I know." Dr. Wells goes to Dr. Stagg and tells him that the matter of the Flash must remain a secret. Dr. Stagg refuses and says, "I need to conduct experiments on him." Dr. Wells gets up from his chair and kills Dr. Stagg and says, Anyone who gets close to the Flash, I will kill them. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get more new videos. See you next time.